The CEO threw a flying knife at his fiancée the moment they first met, but the woman caught it without even turning her head. Refusing to give up, he threw another one. Yet she caught it just as easily, then slowly moved toward him. Thinking her hands were now occupied, he threw a third, but she twisted her waist and caught the blade with her teeth. Then she flicked the two knives in her hands back at him. Before he could even react, she took the dagger from her mouth and lunged right at his face. Now the CEO finally behaved himself. He never imagined Grandpa would pick him such a fierce bride. Turns out her true identity was the leader of the world's top assassin organization. Her soul had crossed into this body after a freak accident. The old man rushed over when he heard the commotion. He was thrilled to see someone could finally handle his grandson. After all, it was the CEO himself who said he'd get married if anyone broke in. Now he had to keep his word. So this spoiled rich boy obediently went to get the marriage certificate. But right after, he set 3 rules with her. Said they were only married in name, must keep their distance, and she can't have any funny ideas about him. As for the 3rd rule, before he could say it, she had him pinned to the wall. Now it was her turn to make the rules. First, he must drop the spoiled attitude and stay out of trouble. Second, he must be home by midnight, no staying out all night. Third, he must obey her every command. She finished and drove off without a second glance, leaving him standing there like a fool. He stomped his feet, swearing to teach her a lesson, so he chased after her all the way home. Just as he arrived, a famous painting he bought for Grandpa was delivered. He saw his chance, so while Grandpa admired the painting, he made her serve Grandpa tea on purpose. She thought nothing of it and handed over the cup, but then the cup started leaking, dripping right onto the painting. Grandpa nearly fainted from heartbreak. Only then did she realize he had drilled a hole in the bottom. He questioned her in front of Grandpa, asking why she couldn't hold a cup steady. Said she was too clumsy to be his wife. He used this chance to demand a divorce, but she didn't panic at all. She calmly glanced at the ruined painting and declared it was just a fake, not worth crying over. He didn't believe her, thought she was talking nonsense. Little did he know she had the real one. She pointed out the original should have a flame pattern in the lower right corner, visible when you change the angle. But this painting had nothing. He stood there completely stunned. Grandpa exploded with rage, cursing him for trying to fool him with a fake. He quickly explained he was also deceived. Grandpa decided his brain was useless and ordered that all his income would now go to her, to prevent future scams. That night he dragged his buddies to the bar to drink away his frustration. Shortly after sitting down, his phone rang. She reminded him there were only 30 minutes until the midnight curfew. If he wasn't back in time, there would be consequences. He was so scared he dropped his glass. He knew she meant every word, but his bros were watching, he couldn't lose face. After thinking it over, he told them to grab their gear, bragging that if she showed up he'd show her who's boss. Soon enough, she arrived right on time. Just as she was about to push the door, she felt a drop of water on her hand. Realizing he'd set a trap, she grabbed an umbrella from the cleaning cart and pushed the door open. Sure enough, a bucket came crashing down. Then a group of guys rushed at her with a net. She used the umbrella to block it, gave it a spin, and wrapped them all up in their own net. She warned them this was the last time, or they'd face the consequences. Then she took him and left. At the parking garage, still not giving up, he told her to get in first, said he needed to use the bathroom. Moments later, his buddies arrived. He bragged that he'd planted explosives in the car, just fake ones to scare her. But what he didn't know was, she spotted the bomb right away and knew it was fake. But then a beeping sound